Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how I make a mess of my sketchbooks and don't worry about it. I have felt like lately I've tried to be too much of a perfectionist, so on this page in my sketchbook I just kind of let loose and did what made me happy instead of just trying to put so much pressure on myself. Plus, I really didn't feel like drawing that much this week, so I found these pictures that I drew every once in a while, like in the past couple of days, and they were in another sketchbook that I pretty much use as my junk sketchbook. So I was cutting those out and I was going to put them into this other sketchbook. I figured it would be better than forcing myself to draw a full finished piece and just making a mess everywhere, and I went in with that mindset so that I wasn't as pressured to do stuff and I didn't run into problems like art block from it because I could tell I was starting to burn out. But I wanted to make sure I got a video in for you guys because I know I'm going to be going on a cruise pretty soon and I probably will miss a couple of uploads for that, so I wanted to make sure I had something this week. And what better video to do than making a mess of my sketchbook and not worrying and taking too much time on everything, just sketching and cutting out stuff and gluing it in. That does mean that this video is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but I hope y'all don't mind. I was extremely happy with how that second face turned out because normally when I'm sketching faces, they don't look like the photo that I used. But this one really did, and I love the stylized way that I did stuff, and I was really happy with it, and I tried drawing another one, and it didn't turn out as good, so I don't really know how to replicate what I did. I guess I'm just going to have to do some more trial and error to figure out my style, because I feel like I still haven't gotten a definite style, because I'm not 100% happy with how things are. I'd say I'm about 70%, so I think I've still got time to go, because of course I'm not going to be 100% happy with it, but I want to be more happy with it than what I've been doing, and I want to be able to replicate it, but still be able to get the likeness of each person that I'm drawing and make sure that my people are not looking too much the same. But anyways, so I started off with just getting a purple marker and coloring in a blob because what I had drawn there in the first place I didn't like, and that's why I was making a mess out of this page because I already didn't like how it was turning out. So I didn't really feel like it had to be perfect, and I didn't really think about this spread that much, like where I wanted to lay stuff out. I just did what I thought I wanted and put in a whole bunch of colors everywhere and some sketches and called it good. I think for me, I'm more critical of myself when I know other people are going to see my art, and that's why I put so much pressure on everything having to be perfect, when in reality, it is a sketchbook. There's going to be messiness, there's going to be unfinished pieces, so I shouldn't be putting that pressure on myself all the time. Also, don't come at me for using my finger to spread the glue because I didn't want to ruin a paintbrush by putting glue on it because I have a habit of not cleaning them right after I use them, so I knew it would be ruined, so I just used my finger to spread the glue instead. I wish I had added the marker under this picture before I glued it down, but again, I wasn't thinking through the layouts and stuff like that. I was just doing and grabbing markers and stuff like that before I knew what I was going to do with them. I don't think it turned out bad. I just think there would have been less bleeding on that paper that I had glued in there if I would have done it the other way. Honestly, these colors remind me of spring, and it's been really cold the last couple of days, so maybe that's why I felt like putting those colors in, because it reminded me of warmer days. I have also been trying lately to add more color to my pictures, and I know I mentioned that in the last video, but this sketchbook spread definitely it has a lot of colors. Sorry if you can hear the wind in the background. It's super windy here, but I'll try to speak clearly so you can understand me. I honestly wish that I got the larger set of Ahuhu markers because I think I have the 64 or 68, I can't remember exactly which one it is, And I feel like there's not a lot of lighter slash pastel colors. It's mainly very vibrant ones. And I feel like when I'm first going in on a marker drawing, I start out with a really light color and then add up from there, and I'm missing that in a lot of my sets of Ohuhu markers. My RTX acrylic paint markers did come in, but I told myself that I would wait to use those till I could actually sit down and really do a piece that I was happy with. And because I've been so busy lately, like every weekend I have something planned in December, so I was gonna wait till the new year and when things start to slow down a little bit more, and then I'll try them out and I'll have a video out on that. So I started sketching this hand with a pink Crayola colored pencil, and it was way too hard to draw for not feeling like drawing that day. So I ended up scrapping that idea and just drawing a different position of a hand that was a lot easier to draw in a different color instead of that. I don't know why I used a Crayola colored pencil either. I think maybe because my Colorase colored pencils were starting to get a lot shorter, so I felt like since this page was going to be messy, I might as well not use my expensive, not super expensive, but semi-expensive colored pencils that I like a lot more, so I chose the Crayola colored pencils. I think that's also a good way to not put as much pressure on yourself, is to use your more inexpensive art supplies, because if a piece doesn't turn out like you want it, you don't feel like you wasted those materials. And I find that that's why it's easier for me to sketch and stuff in my junk sketchbook, because I don't worry about messing it up or using up good paper, good materials, stuff like that. I'm just focused on drawing. So how I draw hands is I start out with a trapezoid shape for the palm and stuff like that, and then to draw the fingers I'll just do a lot of curved lines so that I know where I want them positioned, and then I'll go back in and add the thickness of the fingers and stuff like that. I used to draw hands a lot more often, so I think I've gotten a little bit rusty on how to draw them, and I haven't actually done a full process video on how I draw them, but I kind of want to, so you might be seeing that as a later video. I just feel like I need to warm up and get in the swing of drawing hands again. Obviously they look like hands, but the finger lengths I feel like are a little bit off, and I definitely need more practice. But I sketch out all the details really lightly at first so that I'm able to erase them easier, and then go back in with the heavier hand to make sure you can see it. If y'all want to see a video on me drawing and teaching you how to draw hands, let me know in the comments below, because I'm always happy to do what y'all like. But yeah, I'll let y'all watch me draw the rest of this hand, and I'll be back when I start drawing the other one. The background was still looking a little too blank, so I decided to add yellow stars to keep with that spring colors theme. The first star, I actually did use like the guidelines you normally do to draw a star, but then I was like, why am I trying to make it look perfect? It's going to be a messy page. That's the whole point of this. So after that, I just drew stars, like the outline of them, and I kind of like how they don't look perfect, and it just makes the page fit. I put the stars down before I drew the second hand, and I think there's a star that ends up going through that hand, but I think it just adds to the messiness of the page, and I don't hate it, so I'm kind of happy with how this page turned out, because I was thinking it was going to be super messy and that I wasn't going to be happy with it, but I don't think it looks awful. I think I had fun doing it, and that's what matters. When I looked at where I was going to draw this hand, I realized I was going to have to do it in a graphite mechanical pencil because the pink would not show up with the pink marker. Which I wasn't too sad about that because I wanted each little piece to be a little bit different, so I wasn't too mad that I had to do it in graphite, and I think it helped it stand out a little bit more than if I would have done it in the same pink colored pencil. I almost didn't have enough room to fit this hand in the space that I wanted to, but I think it ended up working out good. The position that the hand was in, like the pose, that it made it fit pretty nicely in the area that I had. I also think I really started to get a fear of making mistakes in my sketchbook, and that's why I would not draw for like so long, because I would want to wait until I had the perfect reference and stuff like that. And I think to combat that also, you could do pen sketches and stuff like that, stuff that's not easily erased, so that you're making more mistakes, so that you're not as worried on larger pieces. But I also think it's good to draw in pencils and things that you could easily erase, because it gets rid of that fear that you're going to make mistakes. But in the end, it's not going to help you as much as drawing with pen and making mistakes, because when you make mistakes, you get used to it and there's not that fear associated with it. I can never tell if the information I'm giving in my videos is actually helpful or if I'm just yapping, because most of the time I feel like I'm just yapping. So enjoy the rest of this video without me talking and some music in the background, and I hope you enjoy drawing along with me and just creating a mess in your sketchbook and never taking it too seriously. I felt like I had to add one last bright color to this page, so I chose blue and I think it brought it all together. I honestly really like how it looked around the yellow stars, so I'm glad I chose that color. But yeah, that is the last thing I added to this page, so if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos in the future, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!